Okay, I think we're live. I'm going to double check to make sure, but I think that we're good to go. Um, and yeah, it'll be happening tomorrow here, Saturday at 11 a.m. Let me get out here and get connected here with Ernie. This is our virtual inspection time, so we'll go through all of the lots. If you have any questions, you can ask them. We'll try to get them answered for you. If we don't get them answered during the stream, then we will get them answered afterwards. I was upside down earlier. So
Oh, perfect.
I was like, I had to do something. Yeah, one woman show.
Right.
They're 15% buyer's premium. There is state sales tax here, which is 9.35%. Don't yell at me. I am not the one that made that. But what we do have, and I was just talking with someone who's won in the past, which is really great, is we do have a little bit of flexibility on the pickup. So Minnesota, yeah, we might be able to work out and get some your pieces delivered to you if you want as well. So.
Shameless plug to get you to our next auction.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Okay, so now let me switch this back around. Why am I so dyslexic today? Here we go. Okay, and we'll start on one.
Okay. So this is a multi-cave cabinet that I think somebody just kind of got done with and didn't go any further.
Got it. Okay.
It's got the good Northwestern backs.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is a sticker machine on the top, and then 3 1-inch on the bottom. Again, a Northwestern road change machine with a Mars conversion on it, which is really cool. The second changer just came in today. That was actually in somebody's home, and they have it wired so that if you hit the return, it gives you tokens.
Yeah. So I was telling earlier. Somebody like me, I had that Simpsons Kooky Carnival, and I had to put my tokens in a jar and then dig them back out.
Right,
And
yeah,
anyway,
this
would have been perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so both of these snow crosses, I don't see one that's any better than the other there, but if you want them to take coins, we can help them find those coin doors and get wired back. Not a big deal.
Okay.
Zybots. Zybots is a project. The monitor does work, but it's got a logic problem somewhere. So we had it in there as plain blind earlier, and
I got that updated.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
monitor works, but there's a logic problem.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The MK4.
Lights on, nobody home.
Different day. Okay.
MK4 dedicated cabinet. This is another board problem.
Okay.
Something to figure out, but really, if you're in the market for one of these, this might be a good time to because that's something you're not going to be able to make out of the wood anyway. So they threw that in with it. You know, if you've got a Tempest that you don't like, you got water damage on your cabinet or something starting to fall apart.
Here we
now
go.
You got a donor to move across to.
Right.
Spy Hunter. So this guy did the rest of the stuff to get it working.
Yeah.
And now it's working, but it's close. You know, so much of that stuff is in the eye of the beholder. Like if you want to redo this, or there's some people that say, "Oh no, that gives it character." Like
right. There's no cigarette burns in it though. That's good.
Yeah. Well, it's early. I mean,
I don't think
I could take it up.
I don't think that's allowed anymore. But yeah.
Okay, Fireball. Really cool, flashy redemption piece. Same guys that made Slam a Winner and Monster Drop. So they've made a lot of these same. I think there's a lot of interchangeable parts as far as that goes. And then after that, we pop over to the air hockey.
Excellent. And while I'm walking over here, again, you can ask any questions. We'll try to get them answered if we can here on the stream. If we don't, I will make sure to immediately
changing the core things. It's still got the blower motor, scoring. You know, most of that stuff's going to be the same for several generations of those.
Great.
So now we're at cocktails. We've got some really nice.
We have 3 really nice cocktails,
Yeah,
which is what I like every day.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I think, you know, a lot of people just buy the multi, but these are actually dedicated. So there's a lot of people.
Right.
You know, Galaga is one of those games, like it's right up there with Miss Pac-Man is the game that everybody remembered having. So, you know, a fun game. Like it's going to be challenging, and if you were going to have one in your house, it's not a bad.
Right. But maybe Galaga's not your thing.
And then
Maybe
you go to
Centipede.
Yeah, maybe you're a trackball person. So this is a Survivor. This one, I think, was actually in somebody's house. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to. Apparently, his wife didn't like the legs.
Oh.
So she took the legs off, and it just sat on the base, which was fine.
Right.
It just made it a little bit shorter, but you know, it's got a little play before it probably went to the guy's basement.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's got a manual with it, nice looking.
Yeah, it's great.
So Satan's Hollow is one I've only sold maybe a couple of the stand-ups, and I've never seen a cocktail.
Right.
So this is really cool. I just thought it was neat.
I think they're
I've never
so cool.
I've never seen a joystick trigger game like that
Yeah.
for a cocktail. Like I've seen it on Tron or on the dedicated cabinet.
Yeah.
So anyway, just
Very neat.
another really cool piece.
Little
If you're,
cocktail hour right there.
If
Yeah.
you're, satanic or whatever, double themed. So this bubble hockey,
I love these.
we've had a couple of these,
Yeah.
and they're really cool. He put it on the list as a project, and the guys wanted to say how far of a project it was.
Okay.
And the only thing that I've really found that's a problem.
Now is he? Oh, and so that would be like the gearbox is for all reds, maybe, and all.
No, the gearbox is per individual guy.
Okay,
Each guy has a gearbox, so I think it's this guy and this blue guy.
Okay.
Are the ones that are.
So
are the
two
trouble.
out of the right.
Right, and then everything else seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. We're not hockey people in Kansas.
I mean, you noticed I paused because I didn't know how many players were on the field, or if it was called a field.
Yeah.
So ice went sure, yeah, field of ice. But yeah, we're not.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's one of those things that you can definitely tell people that are transplants from further north because they like hockey.
Yeah.
But
if you need to see a further demonstration, though, I'm happy to try to win against you or Trevor. But anyway, okay, now we're coming back over this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, now back into Tron.
Okay.
So this was one that we had ready for the last Denton auction, and then it started having a problem, and we didn't have enough time to get it fixed.
Okay.
So we now have enough time to get it fixed.
Great.
So we've got a new spinner board, and we've got the ribbon. Necessarily the biggest
Deal breaker.
Yeah. Okay, so lock on. This is another one that we just got recently.
It is, but yeah.
Okay, so Jet Rider.
None of us are small enough to actually take the ride like the Mad Way.
Where they just take the Chucky out of it. But like I said, it's cool. Triotech is still in business. They're a Canadian company. They really do the motion stuff, and so they're the ones that do the Mad. It's basically so mom and dad can watch what's going on. It just is a mirror.
Gotcha.
That one there.
Okay.
Tank Battalion is another one. I don't know that it's a dedicated game, but it's original board set. It's some of that stuff. The art doesn't seem to match tanks.
Correct. Well, when I looked it up, it didn't match, but it's really nice. Whoever I think did the art, it looks really good, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they did a good job. So.
But it is original boards, you said.
Yeah, it is original boards. It's not a multi-board.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so this is a steel gunner. This is a fixed gun. I don't think I've ever had one of these.
I like it.
It's a fixed gun shooter, which actually works with the pot, so you don't have to. It's bigger than I am. That's big.
Oh, we're so excited! If you are familiar with our auctions, we have Ron, the amazing Ron, back this time, so he will be able to. Yeah, he'll be able to give us all the great intros tomorrow.
Right.
For those, if you are new and you're bidding online, know that you will hear the auctioneer in pretty much real time on the bidding deck. We still encourage you to bid early and put those high bids in, just in case. But you will kind of be part of the action, so you'll get to hear my voice, unfortunately, but Ron's and the auctioneers. So, kangaroo, boxing kangaroos.
Yeah. A dedicated Atari game. I mean, who doesn't like kangaroos and boxing gloves?
They're born with boxing gloves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps them from scratching their eyeballs.
That's right, yeah. And there's a big boxing match today. So
There are some, there's not as many as
right, but you can get these title slides readily available.
Yeah.
Whatever CDs are in there, you can have. Obviously, we don't guarantee
Right.
that they play or that you're gonna love them.
Right.
But guess what?
We had one at the last Texas auction. It did really well. This is one of those staple type things that it seems like a lot of the barcade guys really gravitate to because it's
Right.
easy to understand, hard to master.
Yep.
I don't know why that one's not plugged in.
Yeah,
but
this one works. We'll
it's-
get it plugged
yeah,
in.
we'll get it plugged up and working. This is a big that do the fighting games that want to do like a Marvel vs. Capcom or
And maybe they
or
might be
Street
interested
Fighter
in it
2.
for the.
Right, and then they're buying it for the and it is on a multi-board, so it's not an original board set, but it just has that one game turned on and boots to it. And so if you wanted to buy a pair of drivers, this would be a really good opportunity to probably get that one and then just be able to send the board in and get it worked on. And
Yep.
try and make sure that you have them so that they can talk to each other and do their thing.
Right.
Hot stuff crane. There was a lot of these cranes. They've made the hot stuff for years. So I don't know exactly how old this is, but there should be some plastic pieces that go in there that hold the rope light.
Oh, so it's got the lights, but it could use some tape.
Yeah. One is a four slot Neo Geo. I don't know why the monitor comes up, but it'll only get you to the pattern, like the checker pattern at the beginning,
Yeah.
but it won't recognize any of the cartridges.
So it's not picking up those cartridges.
Right. So it'd be a project.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is the House of the Dead 1. Really, I mean, they made 4 or 5 sequels to this thing. They still are, riding this franchise. The cool thing about this particular one, the House of the Dead ones, is that you can switch and use the HAP 45s. These things are $50 or $75
Compared to
$300 and $400 for the Sega guns.
That's a little bit of a game changer.
Yeah. And so it definitely makes it so that you can afford to run this
Right.
and not, pucker every time a kid drops one on the ground. So, X-Men. So this is a 4-player. This is actually originally a Simpsons cabinet that somebody's done the black on the sides to.
Right.
But they converted it to X-Men. So it just depends on what your superhero preference is. It's the same cabinet that made X-Men, or you could play the Simpsons, or you could play the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And I think there's even maybe like a G.I. Joe and Sunset Rider
Okay.
are the ones that are in that same.
Right.
For whatever reason, it does not have sound.
Yep. I don't. Well. I was like, maybe I heard a little bit, but.
Nah, it's somebody else.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a Raging 8 project. These were a really cool game that they had at Chucky, and I've had several of them over the years. I think this one was on location. He just finally got to the point where he wasn't gonna. They got rid of the little deal that said Raging 8 over the top. So this is a project / parts machine.
Right.
But it is complete as far as boards, both of the shakers, all of that stuff.
Is all in here. Okay.
Okay, next one is Super Chase. So this is another stand-up driver. I think it's a logic problem because we've obviously got monitor there and it's trying to do its thing, but somebody smarter than me as far as chips and stuff would be able to figure out better than I will what it is. So hopefully somebody knows or has a cabinet that isn't as nice.
And yeah, this'll.
And for as hard as some of these monitors are starting to get, it might be worth buying a monitor and
Putting it in and
and taking it somewhere else. Yeah.
Got it.
If you got something else that needs a monitor.
So then we go to.
5 pub tables.
So these are. But if you've got
4 of them match. One of them's a little bit of an odd duck.
a little darker, right?
But
If you got a
be all
place
day
and
long.
need it, right? These are fantastic.
okay. Tic Tac Toe is a self-merchandiser. By even when you went to grand prize,
And it comes with the jewelry and the spider.
and the spider. Even though I was maybe gonna throw that at pretty slow.
You know I
Put it
love
in her
that.
car.
Put it in my car. Yeah. Okay. Is this missing something right here? Or is that
these
how
are
it
the
is?
2/4 and the general illumination lighting that doesn't let the header light up. There's something
Oh, yep.
that we got to get figured out on that, or that's somebody needs
Somebody,
to figure
yeah,
that out.
whoever buys it will at this point. Yeah.
And then there's a couple of places on the control panel where that probably needs to be replaced, but this piece is still available.
Is available. It's just one piece that you have to get to put on there.
That's in
And then, do we have that monitor taken out? Because it looks amazing.
No, the monitors.
Yeah, it's really.
It really is, and those are nice, big, awesome monitors, and that's just how new that game is.
Yeah.
That it looks like that.
And the guns track and do what they're supposed to do and all that.
Right now, I think the clappers are turned off.
So you just don't get the right. Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is a Simpsons bowling cabinet or project.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did a Simpsons bowling conversion into another one of those turtle cabinets, just like that X-Men.
Got it.
So they've cut this control panel down, done something different.
Yeah.
So instead of it being a 4-player, now it's just the 1-player with the trackball.
Okay.
But we couldn't get any life out of that board set. They replaced the hard drive on it, and that was about as far as they got before they
Said. Okay.
Fast Draw is actually a poker machine deal that Stern did way back in the day, but I think this conversion is actually in a Stargazer.
Yeah. Right.
So the coin door looks really familiar. Like I don't think it would be a lot to turn this one back in. There's some burn-in from the poker game.
Right.
But I couldn't get any logic out of the boards.
Okay.
We got some stuff screwed around here, but we're gonna fix it anyway.
Oh, that's my fault. Okay.
No, it's not. 43 is a Supercade.
Okay.
So what this is a 2 joystick, 6-button setup. Pretty standard setup for like a fighting game or something like that. And then this monitor needs an RGB.
Okay.
So like if you do 412-in-1 like a Game Elf, that would be the Huckleberry that would go in there because you'd have the right.
And it would talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So that's
That makes
what that
sense to me.
needs.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't get quite all the way done, but that's okay. It's, everybody, you can only do so much. Next one is a Robotron project. Mm-hmm. It just isn't hooked up. Newer. It's got the LED strips, and it actually has the plastics that we don't have on that.
Right. They're nice and fit. And, Yep.
Yeah. So.
Great.
This one has a lock bar on it, so like if you're in a laundromat or someplace where you're going to leave it for a while, you've got that extra added security in there.
That's good.
Because there's plenty of extra partners out there in the world.
Right. They don't want to put in the work, but they'll take
their part of your cash.
Yeah.
So this is a smart shoot-to-win basketball. Very, very, very similar to what the new ice basketballs are, as far as they're a little bit wider and a little bit shorter than what the older ones were. The cool thing about this is it's modular enough that you can get this in your basement.
Okay.
Because the other ones have a humongous metal superstructure, where this one comes into parts. This comes off. That comes into a part, that comes into a part, and you could actually take those pieces apart.
Cool.
And just, if you could get...
Now, how high do your ceilings have to be then in my basement?
We'll have to put that in.
We'll put it in there. I bet that's 7 foot.
Probably.
Is my guess. Well, yeah, I'm going to guess, but we'll measure it and see.
But I know that stairs are one of those big...
Oh, 100%.
Deal.
Well, and even if or if you've got a place that's
right.
garden level,
Like I said, being able to... Next is a gas pump thermal machine, which is really pretty cool. Yeah. Like it's one of those nostalgia pieces, man cave type things. But I've seen these you know, in restaurants and other places, they just kind of fit in. And
When I walked in tonight, first thing somebody said to me was, I just got off that Madwave Motion Theater. That was so cool, you know.
It is really cool. They do adults ride it earlier this afternoon.
First video was kind of wow.
It was not fun.
Oh, I like it. You stuffed it.
We did. All right. Well, maybe it's $2. That sets.
Okay.
The more the balls have a chance to deflate.
Ooh, close. But
having to drag your air compressor out to fill balls for
it's just right there.
You just bring your box over and get after it.
I think that's great. I think it's smart.
Well thought out, for
well
sure.
Smart. Very nice. Okay. Radical dartboard. I think is cool is that they can fold down. I also think it's cool, this screen up here, but then the neatest thing is that it's laser light, you know, for your throw line. So it actually will pull out and throw so you know where to throw. And
it's finding out who has it.
Radical or
Sheltie. Right. Which
gotcha.
Now Game Room Guys does parts for Sheltie.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's where we got with it. But it is a cool.
You know, I always forget my darts when we have a dartboard. Again, I'm not saying too much, but thank you guys for watching. I know there's lots going on, but if you see this later, ask questions online. I'll pop over there and get those answered for you ASAP. You can also use the question button on the catalog. If you've got specific things, they go right to us. And so this is...
So that's the laser beam thing when you're playing.
Yeah, which is really convenient. Cool. It is way cool. Like, we have duct tape at our house on the garage floor for, you know.
Right.
And then there's questions about if the duct tape's really the right distance.
Right,
and,
anyway. It just stops all of that argument.
Yeah.
For sure.
Superbikes.
Okay, yeah. Superbikes came back up. Just, like I said, this is probably the third game I think I remember making that Raw Thrills made.
Yeah.
And they sold a metric.
Right.
They sold a lot of these Superbikes ones, and I've even seen guys refurb these. And, you know, the new ones, the Superbikes 3s that we sold last year, are $15,000-$17,000.
Yeah.
So.
They're way cool.
Yeah. So this is
I like it.
This is one of the first ones there. Okay.
Can I hand this one to you and let you do them and check the things? Okay.
Yep. Okay, so this is a Sega Super GT. We actually have two of them, but they were in the deluxe cabinet, and I don't know how to make the motion work. So somebody smarter than me should be able to figure that out. One of them has like an LCD conversion in it that they just put it inside the cabinet. And then the other one is the original in those guys. Bowling. This is a 19-inch cut corner dynamo cabinet, so really versatile and popular cabinet. But this is just a kit that they put out eventually that never got made into something else because the bowling still plays. Up next, we've got a Lethal Enforcers. So this one is complete except for the power supply. And I told myself I left it out here because if I had some time, I would go see if I could raid our stash of power supplies, and I didn't get there. So maybe in the morning we'll try and see if we can do that, and if that changes, we'll let you know at the time of the auction that we got it going, or at least investigate it further. Up next is a SNK Lee Trevino Fighting Golf, which I had never seen before. It just has the wrong marquee. So this isn't an IT, which had Peter Jacobson. It is Lee Trevino, which I thought was kind of cool and different. You're still using the club. You're still doing all that stuff. You just don't have the trackball that the other IT products have. Up next is Gauntlet Legend. The only thing about this monitor is the width coil. We can't adjust the width down any. It's stretched out a little bit.
I can see just a little, on the sides.
It's
where you're
stretched
saying.
out
Yep.
a little bit,
Okay.
so when you're playing the game, there's some of that you can't do, and even on the board, I can't get that adjusted. So that monitor might need a little repair.
Right, let me go
You
right
know,
on.
if you're going to put this out on location, that's...
Yeah, because you can see I'm straight on here.
Yeah.
So, yep. Okay.
Okay. Still an alley roller,
Right.
even instead, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So this is the ice one. This was probably one of the most popular ones.
Mm-hmm.
90s, 2000s. This was in a lot of arcades.
Has a newer
It has a newer play field.
play field. Is that?
Every little kid that comes in an arcade.
Right.
And so that makes it a little easier to clean.
Pesky
when you get done with
kids.
all
I'm
that.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, 2-minute drill. This is another game by Ice, and they had these kind of all set up so that you could, if you had a family entertainment.
Also, is this the one that also will tell you like how you do?
NFL's 2-minute.
Yeah, so
Take the NFL's quarterback challenge.
it's got some brand new balls
Takes
with
the
it.
snap. 40 yards. Drops back.
But it's cool, it's got a conveyor belt, so it brings the balls back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because we're watching. It doesn't matter.
It's on a card system, we just got a button on it so that we can start it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if it's on free play, it would just run forever.
Rookie.
And if that's not your deal,
And if that's not your deal, then you can play.
the other American tradition.
You can play Major League Baseball.
I got it! Did you get it here? What are you aiming for? Jump
My little 36 mile an hour.
Yeah. Oh, that was because it tells you their speed, which is cool.
over here!
Yeah, right? 28!
Hey, Peanut
rocking it.
Gallery, come play.
Hey, there's always
Okay,
That's
it's
my
a cool.
masturbating arm, for God's sake.
It's a great piece. Okay, Golden Tee 2K. We're gonna get kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, right. So that is a Golden Tee conversion into a NBA Jam cabinet.
Got it.
So it still has the wiring harness for the NBA Jam, which has the player 3, player 4.
Yep.
Which is what I tried to take a picture of. It's one of those things that
Okay.
when you're buying a standard Jam harness, they usually don't have the 3rd and 4th player stuff on them. So
Got
having
it.
that in there is,
Okay.
is something worth having.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure that picture's in there, but I'll make sure. But if you're interested, do that.
Yeah. So this Pepsi machine that my friend said, well, we got to clean out storage unit. Let's go get a Pepsi machine out of here. Will you? Sure, no problem. We brought it down and plugged it in, and it got cold.
Love it.
And then,
You did what it said.
huh?
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, then when I say we, Trevor
Uh-huh.
got to fiddling with it and started putting cans in it, and it works.
So, what can I get out of this at the moment? I'm just
A
kidding.
coconut LaCroix.
A coconut LaCroix.
I
Perfect.
think that was a leftover can that was in the fridge.
Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah. So it gets cold and it dispenses.
And it dispenses. So
And it's cool and vintage and
yeah, it's a 70s can machine.
yeah. Awesome.
And it's actually kind of cool because
Good.
it's got this deal here that if you're as old as we are, we're going to have to give that a little more attention in the morning. It was playing
Yeah.
for the last month.
Yep, we've got videos.
Yeah. And then it wasn't.
Okay, so,
So I
it
don't
could be
know
our
if that-
power or it could be something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to have to dig in a little
Okay.
bit.
So what I'll say then is the videos that were there before it
Still
should
the same game.
it should be good to go. If it doesn't come on, we will change that
At auction.
at auction time title to say that and be very clear about it. So,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Great. Funny ball.
Funny Ball. Really kind of a cool little guy. The problem is, Super Balls, I mean, it's 50 cents to play, and you're going to get a Super Ball every time. It's a fancy way to get 50 cents.
Yeah. Don't put
You
it
know.
don't put it next to one of the big guys maybe.
Right,
but,
right, yeah. But I mean, if you,
It's
you know,
really I think it's really neat.
if
looking,
you're
though.
someplace that you can run Super Balls, it's a cool little piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two are conversion kits.
Crew.
So what somebody did when they did this conversion kit is they just eliminated that. There's a big metal post that holds the marquee on there, and that's what we've got the bracket mounted to.
Oh,
So this was actually a factory kit that they made out so that you could convert. They did a really nice version, or conversion.
Right.
When they did it, these have been in a friend of mine's basement for 2 years. I sold them to him, and now he's going to do something different. He's maxed out all the cars and made them into Hot Wheels with crazy ones. Are the original ones.
Yeah.
And that is kind of a big deal on the Time Crisis because you can't use these are the more expensive
You
guns.
can't use the other
You
ones.
can't use the other ones.
Perfect.
And this one actually has the sensors all the way around the monitor.
Okay.
So there's a little difference in the two monitors, but
Okay.
they both are looking decent.
Okay.
Next is NSM floor box.
I really like this one.
This one's cool because when the
Okay.
So
I
let's
was
see
like,
what 42
I was like,
is.
22 wouldn't be a net. Most CDs don't go that high.
But it's got the little elevator deal.
Yeah.
Pulls the thing over, puts it down.
It's cool.
Super cool.
And I will say this now while that's kicking on and stuff, and I think I'm about almost out of juice, of course, because
Right.
that's what happens. Again, ask questions tomorrow at 11. I'm going to get blown over here because it's the floor box. I love it. In real time, and then we can work with you on pickup, delivery, all of that jazz. And this is a cool piece, this thing.
So this is knockoff. This is
Yeah.
This is a really cool. Hats off to Arachnid to try and keep making things for us that we're putting stuff into bars.
Right.
It wasn't super expensive new. I think they were $2,500, $3,000 when they were new. But to me, this is one of those things that if I was staying at an Airbnb, I wouldn't even try and watch their TV. I'd be playing.
I would actually play this.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
totally.
Okay, so
This came in today.
yeah, it came in today. So it is a paperboy cabinet. It's
Right.
got the controllers. It's got some
Newish, I think. Yeah, the
Yeah,
grips.
those are
yeah,
new handle grips.
New handle grips.
and the thing is,
it's paper.
most of these parts have been reproed because it's such a popular game.
Right.
It's another one of those barcade staple
Staples,
things,
right.
That a lot of guys, want to have this
Right.
in their place. So,
I like it.
so yeah,
Awesome.
if you're somebody that's into working on projects and wants to mess with some stuff,
This might be your auction.
right.
Okay, we'll take one last look around before hopefully my thing doesn't die. Anything else you want to add or share? But no?
Good.
Cool. Well, we hope to see you. We love seeing you in person.